Otherwise, it's time for us to huddle up here.
Where's Donnie? Oh, my goodness.
We're ready to huddle up here because it's football time. You got any game plans here, right?
I'm going to watch the Blitz with you. It's the Pizza Hut 2-minute warning, and Brian North is in our newsroom tonight.
I am here. We are checking things out as we are having a great time, and we're going to start with the Victory Bell. I forgot to tuck my shirt in again. The Victory Bell between Washington and Tarboro. Now, we had a photographer headed there, but there was a little bit of a mishap, so we didn't get those highlights. People in Washington probably think that's a good thing because Tarboro picked up the 48-0 win over the Pan Pac, handing John Blank and his crew their first loss of the year. We do have some highlights for you. In Beaufort County, the south side of Beaufort County, Dixon headed to Blunt's Creek to check things out. Jeff Caro, well, they were shut out last week, and they came back with a vengeance tonight. They were on the attack, and check out the complete pass for those Seahawks to their big man, Will Warren, the quarterback, trying to lead them down the field late. And then how about a run? That's Aaron Wright doing things right, and Southside does it. They get their first win of the year, 27-20, keeping Dixon winless on the season. We have so many great highlights to show you tonight, so many great rivalry games and some upsets. And to get you ready, we're going to go inside the Zebra Zone.
Let me share something with the Blitz real quick. Despite what y'all been told, right, and I know you've been told this, nobody came to see us tonight. That's okay? Okay. Despite what you've been told. Okay. Let's have a good game. All right.
Football on News Channel 12! We are hungry for some more football.
Wake up for me, are you okay?
We had the appetizer last week.
That's what I'm talking about.
Now it's time to hit the pigskin buffet on this week 2 edition of the Blitz. Oh, yeah! You scream, I scream. Swansboro and Croatan play for ice cream. Havelock wanted to feast on a Newburgh team looking for its first win. Jacksonville was chomping at the bit to get back at East Duplin for last year's last and second thriller. And something was fishy when East and West Carteret played for the Mullet Buckets. Time to set the mood. Kickers, do you love football? When does the Blitz start? The Blitz starts now!
Yeah, here we go.
Are you so embarrassed?
No,
that was
I
so
got all the dance moves down.
Oh my gosh.
We've got lots of great highlights tonight on the hippest high school football show around.
If you keep saying it, people might actually believe you, but we do have highlights of more games than anyone else, so let's get going. Drake Sr.
Drake Sr., yeah, let's start with our Barber Hendrick Honda Blitz Premier matchup.
It's embarrassing. You make it a nickname for yourself.
The Mullet Bucket, 54th annual edition. Drake has nothing on this game. East Carteret traveled over the New Bridge into Morehead City to take on West. 8-7 game started this third quarter, and check out East Carteret. Drew Doyle had himself a game. He completed a 4th down pass, and Doyle takes it himself, and the Mariners up close and personal. Yeah, touchdown, the 15-7 lead. And then they would add some more. He is the new fast man. Let's call him Fast Man Jr. Cameron Smith. Beautiful step set up Doyle again to start the 4th quarter. And East was up 21-7. They were feeling good. You know, the Mullet Bucket was ready to change hands. J.J. Smith knows the Mullet Bucket better than anybody. He wouldn't touch it, though. It's like the Stanley Cup. He doesn't want to get it till he earns it. Well, Deshaun Smith, he's going to earn this touchdown, cut it to 21-14. But B.J. Frazier says, defense, time to step up and seal the deal. And Grant Nelson's going to lead the charge. And East Carteret is going to do it. The bucket is going to get handed over to the down east portion of the county, 21-14. And the celebration is on for B.J. and the Mariners.
I'm excited about it. Again, I know what it feels like to win it. As an athlete, now I get to win it as a coach. Man, that's big time, man. I love it. You guys work their tails off field, man. That's big time. It's tradition right here. It's tradition. It makes a lot of good things. Hey, this is just where we start. This is a starting point. We're going to go from here.
It took them about 1.2 seconds to get the spray paint out and put the gold and blue on the Mullet bucket. All right, let's stay in Carteret County, where Croatan and Swansboro had their season openers against each other in the Ben & Jerry's Ice Cream Bowl.
That sounds like my kind of bowl.
It is. Croatan's new coach, Andrew Gurley, trying to win that trophy back. And check this play out. Croatan throwing it. It looks like Swansboro's number 12, Justin Biggs, has the ball taken away, but they called it an interception. Tim Laspada says that's the luck we kind of need. They get this thing done, and his defense came to task tonight as Swansboro. Watch the big play by 34, Jake Lane. And then one more time, the big hit by Nelson Opperman. And Swansboro, they're going to keep the Ben & Jerry's trophy on their side of the rivalry. They win at 18-12. A couple of longtime rivals met in Onslow County. Richlands took on White Oak. The Vikings running out looking for that first win and getting their coach his first ever victory. And here they come. Marcus Elmore with a tackle is going to stop them. And then White Oak, how about one more time? Yeah, they're looking at the scoreboard saying, we've got more points and we want to keep it that way. And they would do, whoops, just that. Despite the Richlands pick 6.
Jalen Jefferson.
That's a beautiful Johnny on the spot TD. But it would be White Oak and their cheerleaders celebrating tonight. They're going to get the victory by the final of 20-12. So White Oak is now on the board with a win. Meanwhile, Jacksonville and East Duplin had an epic game last year. The Panthers won on a last-second field goal by Jesus Navarro to beat the Cardinals.
And Jesus graduated, but both teams reloaded again this year. They played in Beulaville, some new turf.
Yeah, well, would kickers play a factor in this one? Well, there would be some kicking. East Duplin was down big, but they finally come back and they score. LaShawn Brown takes it in. That cut it to 14-7, but here comes Jacksonville. Boy, they are so good. They poured it on in the second half with that running game. Once again, it was Graham Brinker scoring, and Jacksonville wins this one, going away to get a little bit of revenge, 35-21.
They're so fast this year. Southwest Onslow and Wallace Rose Hill met for the third time in the last year. The Bulldogs won last year's 2 meetings, including in the 2A Eastern Regional Championship game. They played in Legion Stadium tonight.
And the Stallions would make a statement early as number 25 is going to take it all the way in.
B.J. Jordan to the house.
He's the transfer that just came over from Pender County. And then Wallace is going to try to answer, but it would be too little, too late. Southwest gets a measure of revenge. They go into Legion Stadium. Rare for a visitor to get a victory there, but the Stallions do it. They're rolling.
That was a big one for Charles Dempsey.
29-20. James Keenan made the trek to Dudley to play Southern Wayne. And John Avent, he's part of that Avent quarterback clan that comes out of the greater Warsaw, Kenansville, Faison area. He's the nephew of former James Keenan coach, Ken Avent, son of J.B. Avent, and he throws the touchdown to Cameron Caldwell, and James Keenan gets their first win of the year, 57-16.
And North Duplin made the long ride to the north side of Beaufort County to take on the Panthers in their home opener. Both teams are 1-0.
This is a special night of gray out in honor of basketball coach Mike Proctor, who's battling brain cancer. This one was a defensive battle in the first half. North Duplin with the interception.
Tyler Modlin going back to midfield.
Couldn't get it all the way, though. This one was scoreless at the half, but in the second half, Northside's defense would still stay strong, and they hand the defending 1A Eastern Regional champs a shutout loss, 22-0. So an emotional win, and certainly all our thoughts and prayers with Coach Proctor and his family as he continues his fight. We're just getting started here on the Blitz. We got a bunch more highlights to show you, but first, let's go back out to Moorhead City, where the Super Metal Structures fans in the stands, well, it's BJ Frazier celebrating with the bucket and all the fans from down east, including Davis, Betty, Gloucester, you name it, they're fired up. The bucket is back.
Excited for BJ.
So far, Twitter approves of my dance moves.
Oh, no, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
They like embarrassment.
Usually when New Bern and Havelock play football, it's a can't-miss event. The Rams still at the top of their game. New Bern trying to get back to their accustomed perch. The two rivals met at Rams Stadium in Wilbur Sasser Field tonight. New Bern suffered a road loss last week. They came out hoping to improve greatly. In their first drive, they were marching right down the field, looking good, but then they cough it up, And look at Johnny on the spot. Arthur Little, big man's going to go 70 yards for the score. And just like that, Havelock up 8-0. Steve Tapley says, okay, well, let's try it again. The next time, they were driving and their offense threw an interception. Next play, Havelock converts it. The pass, that is to Jonquarius Hatton's going to get all the way down to the goal line. They'd score the next play, so it's 14-0 Havelock. And then Caleb King says, how about my main man, Anthony Harris, headed to Tennessee on a football scholarship. Probably plays safety, but he's a pretty good quarterback too. New Bern gets it handed to them by Havelock. The Rams beat New Bern by the final of 77-13.
Oh boy, well the Bears play rival West Craven next week. The Eagles traveled to Winterville to take on South Central this week. Starting things off with number 10, Jacob Jefferson. Watch him with the INT. And then we're going to speed things up a little bit because it took him a little bit of time to go down. That ended up leading to Nazir Monroe Smith, who's going to take this one up the middle for the score. And Mike Twitchell just trying to amp up his offense. They're down 2 touchdowns. They're like, come on, let's just not have mistakes. Number 2, Jeremy Lewis, the ECU commit, pressuring the quarterback, and it turns into a pick 6. That seals the deal. South Central wins 38-11.
They're now 2-0. West Craven 0-2. Right next door in Greenville, J.H. Rose.
22, I should say.
J.H. Rose had its home opener. The high-scoring Rampants hosted Laney.
And we're just going to get things started with a QB keeper. No big deal right there for Grant Charles Jarman. Yeah, that was nothing. Rose decked out in their patriotic gear, but number 95 stuffing the running back. Rose goes on to pick up the win over Laney, 34-6. No problem there.
I don't think Marvin's impressed yet. Aiden Grifton had an eye-opening win over Southside to kick off the year. The Chargers getting a tough test tonight with Pamlico.
And the Hurricanes didn't play last week, so they were fresh, ready to go. They had their season opener in Littlefield.
That's number 1, Lamont Murray, ready to do some work. He had a couple of big touchdowns in the first half, then they get going in the second half.
And I mean, then Savion Tutt, the sophomore.
Yep, old tank, he would score. Tori Nowell seemed impressed.
And the defense just showed up. They end up beating Aiden Grifton at Aiden Grifton, 38-28.
D.H. Conley looking for its first win back at the Hollywood Crossroads tonight. They hosted a Rocky Mount team that had a nice victory to open the season. But Coach Connor, the real Nate Connor, hoping his team could respond and get their own victory tonight.
And Deshaun Lawrence is going to score for Rocky Mount. But then, you know,
great weather.
It was great game, great weather, and they have ECU commit C.J. Johnson.
Yes.
He's going to take this to the house. He's just
CJ,
so big. Look
CJ
at him compared
8K.
to everyone.
CJ 5K, we'll call him.
And the Conley Crazies were just in full force. But Conley just could not come through with the win. Rocky Mount wins in Greenville, 25-21.
Conley drops to 0-2. Let's check out an old Highway 64 rivalry game with a new twist. Washington County made the short trip from Plymouth to Williamston to take on Riverside late in the game. The punt's going to go over the Washington County punter's head, and that's going to seal the deal. Riverside going to improve to 2-0 as Sim McGill and company. They get the 21-14 win, another hard-fought victory. But how about those Riverside Knights looking pretty good now at 2-0? Let's stay in Martin County. Beargrass hosted Rocky Mount Prep. And those Beargrass Charter Bears, look, they run a pretty good wing tee too, just like D.H. Conley does. Check out the beautiful screen pass. That's going to be all Tanner Lyle who's going to take it in. But Rocky Mount Prep, Brian Pascal wanted to up the schedule this year, make it harder to challenge his guys, and Rocky Mount Prep came through and gave them that challenge tonight. They go in to Beargrass and pick up the win, 36-28. Northside Jacksonville back at the Castle tonight. They hosted New Hanover out of Wilmington. Remember, New Hanover took it on the chin to Rose last week. So here come those Wildcats trying to come back.
Check out Jacarius Conley.
Whoa, that's a nice interception for the Northside Monarch. But in the end, Travis Lee is going to score the touchdown. New Hanover is going to get the win over Northside by the final of 24-14. We got a lot more coming up on the Blitz, including our Blitz Battle Royale. I'm getting requests for like the sprinkler now.
Oh, come on. No, you're not.
It's time for our Blitz Battle Royale. Farmville Central, these beautiful helmets, and North Lenoir, two desperate desperados tonight.
Both lost their openers, so one team would taste victory for the first time in Wheat Swamp this season.
Coach Collins hoping he would get his first win as a head coach. Here comes North Lenoir. Final drive, they were down. They're going to sneak it. Hawk time, they thought maybe they could tie it up. Then fourth down. They're going to go to Terrence Copper Jr. for the first down. And then they're talking it over. Can they convert? But check out Farmville Central's Jawan Sutton. Intercepts it to seal the deal. Farmville Central is the one that gets their first victory of the year. Greg Payne is in Wheat Swamp getting us reaction from the Jaguars.
Farmville Central is coming off of a tough loss last week where they lost to Kinston by 5 points. So I talked to the coach about the importance of getting their first win today on the road.
It was huge. We got a lot of guys banged up and hurt, and some of the older guys sat out tonight. We had to play some young kids, and I thought they played mighty hard. A lot of mistakes, but we played mighty hard.
Farmville Central looks to continue their win streak versus Princeton next week. Now for North Lenoir, they're looking to get their first win, not next week because they're off, but the following week versus Southern Wayne. Reporting for the Blitz Battle Royale, Greg Payne, News Channel 12.
Greg might.
It's a nice ring to it.
We might get him in this reporter job. He's
But
still on a.
He's definitely a better dancer.
Here's the travel to North Pitt, where the Panthers looking for their first win. The Vikings had never lost to the Panthers, 9-0 all time. That's that courtesy of Brian Hanks on the News. This interception courtesy of number 13, Shaquan Dixon. That is a highlight reel deal. Then Kieran Hooker, he finds number 3, and check out the moves by Terrell Pugh Jr. Oh, sorry, J-Cell Jacobs. Gets the win over North Pitt. Now 10-0, 26-2.
You need more rhythm in your voice.
I need glasses at this point. I'm getting old. We still have our bonus games to get to, but I still got the dance moves. But first, it's our Vitant Wellness Blitz Play of the Week. We're going to go back out to Havelock, where the Rams set the tone against New Bern early. Arthur Little picked it up and rumbled to hand New Bern their worst lopsided loss in school history. Those Rams look good at 2-0. The Blitz will be right back. Game. Green Central and CB Aycock have played every year since 1964. Tonight's latest installment in the rivalry in Pikeville.
And Tavion Jackson going to start things off with the opening TD. CB Aycock and their players, they're like, all right, it's our time now. Let's get this first win of the season. Brandon Gilbert with the INT brings in Aycock territory.
That's what the Rams do when they're excited.
Well, then BJ Corbett getting a little excited here with that touchdown. Green Central gets the win. Let's stop Brian now. 38-35.
Jones Sr. traveled the deep run for South Lenoir's season opener. The game was supposed to be in Trenton, but electrical issues on Trojans Field caused the game to be moved to Tom Salter Stadium. And I think the Blue Devils were pretty happy that it was moved because late in the game, they broke open a tight one. C.J. Kenyon going to take it all the way, and South Lenoir opens their season with the victory by the final of 20-12. Jones Sr. falls to 0-2, but look out for those Trojans. They are better than they were last year, but that interception by number 25 certainly hurt things for, look at that, South Lenoir. Hey, we're so excited that we had a good week here in week 2. We want to take a look at next week's matchups. Remember, because of the holiday, Labor Day, we've got several teams playing on Thursday, so a mini Blitz Thursday, then a full Blitz Friday night. For Ariel Epstein, I'm Brian North. We'll see you next week on a Blitz.
Oh, no.